2 years of relentless reporting, direct questions and stinging interviews from Times Now leads to the most powerful verdict in the game of cricket. Tonight, 2 teams are banned. 2 individuals stand rightly suspended from the game for life, putting the future of what many people call is the Indian Punting League in doubt.
Not at all. That's the thing. That's why we are out. We have not done anything. We've lost. We have said he's bet, but he's never given 1 rupee, never taken 1 rupee and lost on Chennai.
He stood on top of the pyramid of rot in the Indian Premier League, who at every given opportunity tried to brush aside concerns of corruption and malpractice in the game.
I told them exact truth, what has happened, what we've done, and they've asked me, how the hell did you get into this case?
That defiance was torn down this Tuesday.
2 owners banned, 2 teams suspended. Justice Lodha delivering a landmark judgment that has shaken Indian cricket. While they've dismissed Raj Kundra's plea of ignorance of betting laws in India, they've blown apart Gurunath Mayappan's cricket enthusiast tag.
A landmark verdict that has raised some questions that nobody wants to ask tonight. A brand that takes a severe beating after the scathing order will only struggle to move along, as the stakeholders will now think twice before investing further.
What about your position as ICC? Will questions will be asked about that as well, sir?
And with these set of questions, we first tracked down the big boss of cricket in London, who seemed to be stunned with developments back home.
Sir, good morning. Sir, we are from Times Now, sir. What do you have to say about the latest developments, sir? Right, sir. I know
whatever investment has to do with
like what?
I think the lines are not fair.
Right.
And then the turn of the glamorous protagonists of the scandal to duck and dodge, while they kept away from the public eye. But how did Rahul Dravid not know all this? His team owner was into heavy betting, and 3 fixers were caught from his team.
Obviously, it's not a very good news for the IPL, but I've always believed that few wrong things here and there doesn't make the entire tournament bad, and I hope the IPL recovers.
And the same logic applies to Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who throughout the scandal kept towing the establishment line when the truth was there for everyone to see. From exposing the muck in 2010 to asking direct questions when the scandal broke.
As far as I'm concerned, you ask me, do I have sleepless nights? No. I sleep well.
The Damocles sword hangs over your head.
Your view.
Everyone's view.
Fine. But that doesn't mean all I can tell you is I sleep well.
The cricket administrators,
the teams which they have, Raj Kundra was involved.
they have been evasive, but today perhaps they will have to answer.
Times Now's relentless coverage of one of the biggest scandals in the game, leading to a historic verdict that could very well change cricket administration in the country. For that, IPL will have to close down and clean up before thinking of a comeback. Bureau Report, Times Now. You're watching the first News Hour debate on Times Now Super Prime Time.
Okay, we've even by News Hour standards, we have a big panel tonight. If we had 2 more people on this panel, we'd have a cricket team.
And a non-corrupt one.
I'm not opening. I'm not opening
Sarbvir Jung can be the opening batsman.
No.
Okay, can I have a quick introduction, please, Okay. I think there's one less, so we actually one short of a cricket team. All right, Atul Vasan for IPL, I'm told. Charu Sharma for IPL, I'm told. Shishir Attangadi, all for IPL. Shailendra Singh is trying to stay middle of the road. I don't know what that means. Sarbvir Jung for IPL, so the IPL should stay. Against IPL, Rahul Mehra, sports lawyer. Kishore Bhimani, senior sports journalist. Gulu Ezekiel, always against IPL. The last time he came on the program, there was Lalit Modi with him. And thank you very much. Let's open the debate. My own view is, Mr. Rajashekar, an advocate from the Madras High Court, says, why have IPL at all? He's the only lawyer on the panel tonight. No, he's actually 1 out of 2. Thank you very much. Okay, gentlemen, let's begin. Who opens the batting? I personally am of the view here today that after what has happened, for the BCCI, Kishore Bhimani, let's start with you, to say nothing has happened, call for fresh auctions, bring in 2 teams, earn a little bit more money by selling the franchise, life goes on as normal. That's not a clean-up. The IPL has to be closed down for at least 1 year for there to be any good.
I look at it this way.
Kishore Bhimani,
if we want to do a revamp of a house or a flat, you first leave it alone, stay in a club and let the workers work on it.
Sure.
Here, if from the inside we are going to carry on the IPL, at the same time we are going to clean it up, I think it's time to regroup, retreat and then decide on what to do in the future again. We don't know. We are in a totally unknown territory from now on that if IPL is closed down, we at least can sit and get a perspective.
I'm with you on that. Saad Bin Jung from the other side. Saad, add to that the fact that the entire leadership of the BCCI finds itself under a cloud today. I don't trust the BCCI anymore. I don't trust a group of people who sit together and give themselves a clean sheet and say Gurunath and Raj Kundra did effectively nothing so wrong that the league should be affected or the franchisees should be affected. I have no faith in a self-serving, cozy old boys club. Why do you?
Oh, you mean you've had faith for the past 70 years?
No, I have not had faith at all. It's that group which has had faith in itself.
That's exactly my point.
Yes, please, sir.
My point is that, now look what they've done. They've got laws in place, but they've got an investigation agency without any wings at all. It's got absolutely no teeth. So there's no one to investigate and take people towards that law. When the outside investigation agency comes in, when the Supreme Court gets involved, the BCCI gets completely hammered and it's got its back to the wall. Now listen, change is a continuous process. You cannot just cut it out straight away. You got billions of people who love this game, who think that this
they don't love this game.
It's a circus, right?
They don't love this game.
How can you say that?
They don't love this game.
Circus. And they love the sleaze associated with the circus.
No. Nobody loves the sleaze.
No, you can't say that.
No. The argument is people love the circus. People love the sleaze that goes with it. Where do you stand on this, sir?
Very clearly, Arnab, I mean, it's not a cozy club. It's a cuddly club. And very, very cuddly. And they got to get rid of the cuddly club to be able to restore some faith in this format.
Sure.
And you know, for me, it's all about saying that there is a problem. Let's address the problem. You know, the point is you've been hoodwinking everybody right from day one, saying that, you know, enthusiasts, this, that and the other. The fact is today, an outside body has told you where you stand. They've told you how bad you are, how bad you're administrating the game, and that is something that worries me. So get rid of the cuddly club and maybe things will change for the better.
Well, this question also goes out to all our viewers tonight on whether you think the IPL should stay or not. I think this verdict, Charu Sharma, is a huge embarrassment. Atul Vasan, massive embarrassment. And the BCCI should not know where to look tonight. Because 2 years back, it gave a clean sheet to Gurunath Mayappan and Raj Kundra, asked no questions to Rahul Dravid, asked no questions to N. Srinivasan, asked no questions to Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and basically said, yes, the media exposed it, everything, but let's move on. And they thought they would get away with it. Charu Sharma, yes, please. Charu Sharma and Atul Vasan to you, please.
Thankfully, it's not a rap on the knuckles. It's like a fabulous uppercut which has floored the BCCI. It's an exemplary judgment, and I think Justice Lahoti and the rest of his commission have done a fantastic job. What it will force to do now, is people from inside the board will be forced to seek more transparent governance.
Where?
They will, of course, from inside the board, those who may have been silent so far will now be emboldened to seek better government, one. Two, of course, if it is to improve public perception of nothing else, no public perception now is at its nadir, it's at the bottom, so it'll improve. And finally, of course, maybe a little bit of humility, which is stretching it a bit. The IPL will continue, must continue, because if 2 teams have defaulted, they've been punished. Why should the other 6? So the other 6 will carry on. Well, the 2 have.
Who's been punished?
The 2 teams have by suspension.
Who's been punished?
The individuals have been punished.
Who's been punished?
2 teams have been suspended.
No, who's been punished? Has Dhoni been punished?
Well,
has Dhoni been punished?
I think let's hold on to our horses, because I think Lahoti has indicated there's much more in the offing. There's the 13 as well, that the rest of the names in the envelope.
Has Mahendra Singh Dhoni,
there are many others.
Has Mahendra Singh Dhoni been punished?
No, but not yet.
Okay.
We don't know.
I think it's a start. Can I say something?
Yes,
I think last year in a show, a similar show, I called you an anarchist, you know, and you got upset with it because, you know, it's very difficult to build something, very easy to break it down. You know, you said scrap it for 1 year. Can you assure after 1 year when we start again, there won't be any illegalities or improprietiness? You know, if that is the yardstick, then scrap FIFA also, because there is a problem there. Stop playing football all over the world.
No, there's no argument
at all. Penalize everybody. So 2 teams, 2 players, the administrators will suffer. Fine, you have been penalized. That's the way forward. It's a symbolic thing. But I think, what about the 4 teams you are trying to take out now? 6 teams, again, how many? 400, 500 players just squandered, 1 year gone. Why? What will you gain with that? Why don't you use this opportunity to start afresh and address the problem and get a new template?
Atul, I totally stand by your spirit of supporting the cricketers all the time, and you've done that relentlessly for the last 3 years. But having said that, one key question I want to ask you, who is accountable and responsible for the shame that 1 billion people have to tolerate today for our national sport? We call this sport a religion. Somebody has practically molested it, and there are a few people who are responsible for it. That's called the BCCI. Now hang on.
Good reason, Shailendra, to scrap everything. Burn everything down.
Let me finish.
Burn everything down.
Guru and Raj have been put in the dock. I appreciate. Where are the BCCI officials? Why are they not accountable? Hang on. This is not a joke. This is not a joke.
No.
Second point is, 1 minute, Atul, just listen to me. This is a golden opportunity to rewrite the constitution. You leave a small window open, a mosquito comes in. BCCI has left the door open. An alligator is walking in every day into BCCI. This is a shame on us. We practically are 90% of global cricket. Is this the way you want to show that a country of 1.3 billion support the sport?
So who else?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I want to ask, who lost out today? What happened? These 2 guys have been penalized. Okay, these 2. Mayappan and Raj Kundra have been banned from cricket.
So that you have
what else? Nothing else. No monetary penalty. Nothing. Who loses? The players lose out. The players lose out. Only these 2 guys who have been actually found guilty don't lose anything.
It's amazing. Has got a judgment.
Nobody has sued them for libel. Nobody has sued them for loss of a career. Nobody has sued them. They just get away from cricket. That's it.
Atul, how do you explain that nobody from IPL or BCCI has spoken in 5 years? So how do you explain a cricket captain who's the captain of all 3 disciplines and Chennai hasn't said a word in 4 years?
I'm with you. I'm with you on the fact that the things are not
criminal action against the executive committee.
They're not the way they're supposed to be.
I think 1 billion people hand me off.
Just 1 second.
But there's another way to take.
Why? 1 second.
Shailendra, you're asking who should take the blame. The entire BCCI pyramid should take the blame in a pyramid format. You know, the man at the top should take the most, and all the way down. Perhaps other people connected to the pyramid as well. But you know, and hey, listen, I think all of Indian sport will gain in case the IPL stops for a while or cricket does.
Can I come in here?
Can I come in here? Can I come in here? And I think for that,
Charu Sharma
will continue.
Come in here, Arnab. Charu. But who wants a non-clean contest? Come on, I mean the whole country. Do you want
all want a clean contest?
Shailendra Singh, just 1 minute. By the way, thank you very much for trying to obfuscate the whole debate by calling me an anarchist. Right? You sound like someone from a party who called Kejriwal an anarchist. Now the question tonight is this, Atul Vasan. Answer the question, Atul. You see, Atul always does this when he's asked a few straight questions. The question to Atul Vasan is, did Mahendra Singh Dhoni try to protect Gurunath? No. This is no 1 minute. This is a standard story in India. Right? Standard story in India. Get the person at the lowest. You keep talking. Charu Sharma is talking nice things about, you know, pyramidical structure and all. You catch the guy at the bottom of the pyramid, the person who's already a non-entity. Some person who probably is a front man like Raj Kundra. Right? Who has no credibility, no interest in the sport, nothing to maintain or keep as far as cricket is concerned. And you say, let's punish him. Right? And let's punish him and let's punish him hard. But tell me one thing. Did Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the captain of the Indian cricket team, try to protect Gurunath Mayappan? Or did he give an honest account of Mayappan's role in CSK? And if he did not, then the only question I want to ask tonight, Rahul Mehra, is who takes action against Mahendra Singh Dhoni? Why are our lips sealed when it comes to talking about Dhoni? Because we don't want to talk about it. The moment you talk about Dhoni, then you'll have to talk about others. You'll have to ask why Rahul Dravid didn't know why Sachin Tendulkar never took up.
Arnab, you're undermining the Judicial Commission's findings. If they would have found any links, they would have actually put the other people in dock. They have not even announced 13 names in the envelope. Why? Because they did not find anything.
Atul, my point is
to actually get these.
Atul, my point is simple. Atul, my point is simple. If cricketers like Dhoni have risen to the defense. No, 1 second. if cricketers like Dhoni have risen to the defense of racketeers like Mayappan, then what faith will any Indian have in the game?
And discuss midway through.
That's my question. Yeah, please. Saad.
Listen, it's not only that, guys. Listen, he has dished us midway through a series. He's really hammered the hell out of the Indian team before the start of the World Cup. And there's huge conflict of interest happening back home over here. There is no investigation against him. There is nothing. There is no action taken against him. There is no action taken against any of the executive committee members. And like Shailendra is saying, take action. Put fear of God into the captain of India. Put fear of God into the executive committee. Take criminal action against these people. Only then
who's taking criminal action? Nobody's taking any action. Nobody's taking any action.
Who will take the action? The committee itself has to take action on itself.
Well, they just, can I tell you, they don't want to take any action out here. They've suspended 2 teams and they've made a few comments against 2 individuals. Life moves on for the BCCI. The same, my problem is, Rahul Mehra, the same group of people. Shailendra. The same group of people who gave Gurunath and Rajkundra a clean sheet, the same group of people which did not ask Dhoni any questions, the same group of people who colluded and did not collide with N. Srinivasan like they should, the same group of people will now sit around a table and say, let's make a little bit more money and let's sell 2 more teams and life goes on. There is no cleanup in Indian cricket. We are fooling the viewer. Rahul Mehra, please. Rahul Mehra.
So Arnab, you are absolutely right. And Arnab, we just need to go back about 15 years to the first scandal that broke the world in the world of cricket, which was the match fixing in 2000. And just see the way the BCCI and everybody in that establishment reacted. There were a few scapegoats which were found. They were suspended for a few years. After the verdict in the High Court, they are back and they are back in flavor with BCCI. Not a single action. Just ask anybody in BCCI, Arnab, as to what is that one step that you have taken to curb the menace of match fixing, spot fixing, betting, call it whatever you want to call it. What is, have you been, most of the powerful people who actually are in the position of bringing out laws in no time, sing unisonly, they sit in BCCI and rule the roost. What is stopping them from bringing that one legislation which is against fraud and corruption in Indian sports, and cricket is right on the top of it? What is that thing which is stopping them from making BCCI and its subcommittee, the mother creating its own baby IPL,
it's not bringing it listen, let me just continue with what you're saying. It's not only the BCCI, the point that I'm making.
Modern day,
let me make this point. The point I'm making is that it is not only the BCCI, it is the franchisees, it is the sponsors, it is the people putting money into the game, it is television rights. Nobody is interested in the morality of the game. Nobody is interested in saying, no, there's sleaze on. We will not put money. We will not make money out of this sleaze. As long as it sells, you will have takers. And that's what the Indian cricket has proven over a period of 10 years.
And I'm sorry to say, we have a lot of cricketers in the Indian team, all of whom, as long as, they are not affected, will never take a position on it. My question, I want to go to Gulu. I want to go to Gulu.
Just one short point. I mean, did Mahendra Singh Dhoni need a salary when he joined India Cements? Okay. Was it for a financial reason that he became an employee of India Cements? Come on.
Good point.
His employer was the president of the board, but his employer was the owner of CSK. I mean, did he really need the job?
Listen, he didn't need the job, but my question is, did Mahendra Singh Dhoni's association with India Cements impede his better judgment when he protected a person called Gurunath Mayappan?
Absolutely.
Correct.
And is this what we expect?
That was the peer pressure, Arnab. That was the peer pressure.
And we have raised these cricketers to a level when you ask questions, you're almost told that you are committing the greatest act of blasphemy by asking our great cricketers. So let me ask tonight, on the 17th of May, Rahul Dravid. We don't ask questions of the high priests of Indian cricket. Gulu, on the 17th of May, Rahul Dravid exuded great confidence over the Rajasthan Royals management when he said, zero tolerance towards corruption is their policy. Was he talking of Rajkundra? Did he not know what was going on in the team? Or did he look away? Gulu,
you're asking me, Arnab?
Yes, absolutely. To you, Gulu.
Arnab, as far as the players are concerned, I'd like to bring in a different angle over here. The players, since the IPL was launched in 2008, have now become employees of businessmen, private individuals.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you become an employee, you have to either sign a contract or you are under a code of silence. And you are also under tremendous pressure from your bosses and the management to keep your lips sealed. Now, it takes a man of tremendous courage, which not all of us have. Some of us do, not all of us have, to come out against your own employee who is giving you very cushy benefits. I feel that Dhoni's statement, Rahul Dravid's statement, they came under tremendous pressure from the franchise owners. Now, whether they were morally correct in, obeying the diktat of the owners or not.
Justifying it, Gulu.
No, I'm not justifying. I'm trying to understand it.
No, I'm trying to understand as well.
Pressures.
I'm just saying it more simply than you. No, I'm trying to understand it as well. I'm saying tonight. No, watch it. I ask a question. I want to know. I have three questions. Gulu, I have three questions. Layman questions. Layman questions. You're the expert. I'm the layman. Layman questions that I have of the greats of Indian cricket. My first question is Sachin Tendulkar. Not one statement, one word, one position. Who is he afraid of offending? Sachin Tendulkar. Question number 2, you talk about Dhoni. Was Dhoni, as captain of the Indian cricket team, trying to protect his position by protecting his boss's son-in-law called Gurunath Mayappan? Okay, now question number 3. Let's spare none tonight. Rahul Dravid, right? What explains the fact that while Rahul Dravid has spoken about his players' involvement in sports fixing, has there been one statement from Rahul Dravid about Raj Kundra? Especially since Raj Kundra's, the Supreme Court held him guilty way back in January 2015. And if in India we're not to expect clear positions, from Sachin, Rahul Dravid, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, they owe it to the they owe it to the audiences. They owe it to the people who make them heroes.
When franchisees are sitting inside the dressing room and making telephone calls, isn't it the duty of the senior players, like the captain of India or like the other senior players, to bring it to the notice of the ASCU or to the notice of someone else, And nothing happens. So I'm saying that the players need to be investigated before they are allowed back into the system.
Just one more point.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Very simply, the fact is that Rahul Dravid is a great cricketer and a great gentleman. But the fact remains that in 2013, when Raj Kundra was under the scanner, he should have said, until this man is cleared, I'm not part of this.
Absolutely.
Number one. Number two,
he should have said that.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni, when Gurunath Mayappan is pictured several times sitting next to him in the dugout, they are in the dressing room together. He knows what's going on. The phone calls are being made with him in earshot. And yet, he says, he helps people. I have heard people tell me that the Indian captain says Gurunath Mayappan is not an owner. He's just part. Now, if that is true, it is the greatest, more than any other people.
It's a lie.
Both Dravid and Dhoni.
It's a lie.
Were supposed to tell the truth.
Absolutely.
Were supposed to play for cricket, not for.
Well, I don't know who they played for.
Excuse me. Can I come in for a moment?
Yeah, Gulu, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Arnab, when the match fixing scandal broke with the Cronje story in 1999-2000, Sachin Tendulkar, who was captain of India at one stage in that period, came out with an official statement through his spokesman that I don't know anything about this corruption and match fixing that was going on when I was captain.
Yeah.
So there's a history here. Okay. Number 2, we all know that money talks, but please remember that money also buys silence. Okay.
He's got a point.
So IPL has changed the equation of the entire infrastructure of cricket. We have now got a situation where you have divided loyalties. You're partly loyal to your employee, you're partly loyal to your nation, and you're being torn between the two all the time. And this situation has arisen only in from 2008 onwards.
Gentlemen, let me tell you one thing. Gentlemen, let me tell you one thing. Put this question that we are asking among the people tonight. They will not have this intricate, and if I may, if you pardon my being direct tonight, what appears to be a defeatist argument. What we are doing tonight on the panel is we are analyzing why things are bad.
But seriously.
We are rationalizing why things are bad. We are explaining why people don't have a spine. We are talking about why cricketers cannot speak up for whatever the commercial considerations are. I am simply saying tonight, does the Indian fan care? He doesn't. And I want to read this out, that it took a Supreme Court judge tonight to say this. But no cricketer, no Sachin Tendulkar, no Dravid right? Not even a Saurav Ganguly. No Krishnamachari Srikanth. Certainly not a Krishnamachari Srikanth. Right? Yeah. No VVS Lakshman, no Dilip Vengsarkar. None of these people had the courage to say what the court has said, and I want to read this out. Actually, this goes out to everyone. And when I saw Saurav Ganguly tonight at Lord's, today at Lord's saying, you know, we should not make too big a deal about something, and every single journalist was asking everyone, including Ricky Ponting, what's going on in Indian cricket. Everyone should be hanging their heads in shame. But what we want to do in India, we just want to carry on.
That is the essential difference between being a part of the establishment as a cricketer and being a former Chief Justice of India. I mean, there is a wide gap in terms of wisdom and knowledge and legality.
I'm sorry,
what this decision has done,
sorry, Charu, I disagree with you.
Encouraged people from within the cricketing system now to realize that, oh, we should have stood up earlier. No. Now we will.
Charu, not earlier. Charu, please, not earlier. Sundaraman, Ashwin, Saurav, they were all approached by Times Now. They could easily have said, yes, as long as it's good for cricket, let's go ahead with it. Even now, they are not understanding the problem. Even now, they're not willing to make a change, Charu.
After this
they must accept the position
people
now.
will. I fully expect cricketers and all other people connected to the game now stand up and
but they haven't, Charu. They didn't stand up today.
Charu,
because this judgment is such a landmark judgment.
Are you justifying Mahendra Singh Dhoni's silence for the last 4 years?
Yeah.
But through all the controversies, are you justifying the fact that he took a job in India?
I'm not condoning anything, Shailen. I'm not condoning anything. We're just trying to understand why.
Hang on. And are you justifying Mahendra Singh Dhoni's silence today? Are you justifying his silence in the fact that he has a talent management company where 3 cricketers playing currently in the national squad are represented by his company? Are you also saying that we are fine with the fact that Mr. Srinivasan, the largest conflict of interest that has existed for the last 4 years, is fine? Guess what happened? He's guilty.
Yeah.
He's running around the streets now. He is no more on television saying nothing is wrong with me or nothing is wrong with the way I run the IPL or BCCI.
So because of this landmark decision, has there not been a purge?
Sleep well at night.
In fact, let me say this tonight. Let us not forget that Gurunath Mayappan made certain predictions to, a person called Vindudara Singh. Yeah. You remember the Vindudara Singh regarding the runs which would be scored between CSK and Rajasthan in a match in May 2013. According to Mayappan's prediction, CSK would score 130 to 40 runs. It came true because CSK scored 141 runs. Now, did nobody in the BCCI note that? Nobody had the courage to speak one word? Nobody raised an eyebrow? These are the high priests of cricket. I'm sorry, Charu. Let us speak the truth tonight.
Yes.
Where was Kapil Dev? Where was Ravi Shastri? I'm sorry. Where was Kapil Dev?
I think people will
let me ask. Where was Kapil Dev? Where was Ravi Shastri? Where was Sachin Tendulkar? Where was Rahul Dravid?
And we are talking about Dhoni's team. And where was Dhoni when it was said that your team was, there was a cloud against his team? Why didn't he come out and say, no, it was absolutely not like that?
Those are all legitimate questions and they're all correct. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but I think because of the exemplary nature of this landmark judgment, I think people will now stand up. Stand for the truth.
Nothing will change.
Didn't have the motivation.
It's been 8 hours.
No, let
Lahoti has done a fantastic job.
Nothing will change. I just want to ask something.
No, my question.
Okay. So we are saying that for 1 year the investigation is going on. All the agencies have gone through, judicial commissions and all. So you are undermining all of them that they must have examined what you are saying, Arnav, that this was said and this has happened. They must have gone through it. They've given a sealed envelope because they are not sure about what hearsay information is there until they are sure. So they have just come to a conclusion that these two guys,
199 cases have been filed.
If they had proof against other people,
199 cases have been filed against ACA and nothing happened till date. 4 or 5 years.
Why they didn't say that? So just we keep on going on hearsay. I think we must actually respect what they must have gone and done over the last year. They must have actually examined, investigated everything.
I don't know.
Not come to a conclusion about other people.
I now want to read out a part of the judgment. So we think tonight. And I'm saying it clearly, the demigods and high priests of cricket have let the game and millions, hundreds of millions of cricket lovers down. They did not speak a word when it came to be counted. You are saying, Atul, they must have examined. I'm saying tonight these high priests of cricket knew everything. They didn't open their mouth because it would have affected their interest. Tomorrow they would not know what would happen to their contracts, their deals, pensions, their next games, their pensions, their associations, their committees. Let me say this. Because cricketers are on all committees also now. So, it works. Do you realize this? Do you realize this, how it works? You have a bunch of corporates on the one side and you have a bunch of politicians on the other. They come together. And why should we not believe that this group of people, they ingratiate themselves, and in turn, the cricketers ingratiate themselves to them. Whoever's on the right side is all part of one cozy club.
Why are you after cricketers? You know,
no, I am.
Politicians, you've got corporates.
Because
the cricketers are stuck in the middle, you know.
Of
and
course
you're just taking it out on the
I'm
name
sorry.
of the cricketers. They have got
I'll read out to you
in all the going on.
Here
you only do what is actually concerned with them.
Nobody's forcing.
And I'm sure there are pretty large number of cricketers with the spine here in India. And I think it is left to the authorities to actually tell them what to do, and if this judgment has come on, they will have to actually stick to it.
Now, one sec. Well, please, no, I have to take on Atul Vasan. Atul, the captain of the Chennai Super Kings, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, I'm sorry, is no spring chicken.
Come on.
Okay, he's no spring chicken that when deposing before a committee looking into allegations against Gurunath Mayappan, defends Mayappan, he says, sir, Mayappan is just a little enthusiast, a little boy who's
the only point I find against him, and you keep on coming back to it.
Okay.
Can you actually tell me something else where you think he was supposed to do something? You want him to do a press conference on all the going on? Okay, I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you a question.
I'll ask you a further question.
Four people from India.
Atul, let me ask you another question.
Please,
let me ask you another question.
Atul, please. Atul,
let me ask you another question. The question I have for you is this. You have a chief operating officer of IPL. You have a chief operating officer of IPL. You have a chief operating officer of IPL who tells the Mudgal committee. You have a chief operating officer of IPL. We are always told that the BCCI is a very money-savvy club. It knows how to handle money. They are great accountants. They are wizards at money. Each of them is Lalit Modi Mark 1, Lalit Modi Mark 2 and Lalit Modi Mark 3. Now please listen to me, sir. Sir, you listen to me, sir.
By the system.
So you listen to me. There is a person who's worked with Lalit Modi.
4 people go to the United Nations from India. There people insult you that you are a corrupt nation. 20,000 crores gone here. What do?
So,
they just say, okay, we are relinquishing Indian citizenship because we are ashamed.
Atul,
and try and sort your things out.
Now don't
stand by.
Atul, don't be so dramatic.
Hold that against any player.
Listen to me, Atul. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. Maybe Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a spring chicken. Maybe even Sunil Manohar Gavaskar is a spring chicken. Maybe even Ravi Shastri is a spring chicken. Maybe they don't know. But that's not the point tonight. The point I'm making to you is there's a spot fixing controversy which broke in this country in May 2013. The BCCI rallied behind N. Srinivasan at that time. Even as it was obvious that Gurunath Mayappan was closely involved with the team, everybody said he's a mere enthusiast. Even when allegations against Raj Kundra surfaced, there was an attempt on the part of Rajasthan Royals to distance themselves from him. Today, the franchise stands rightly discredited for not taking action against him. And by the way, we are always told they're financial wizards in the BCCI. You have a chief operating officer of the IPL who tells the Mudgal committee that the IPL governing council has not made any effort to determine who the ultimate owners of the franchises are. Which means they're basically saying, we don't care where the money is coming from as long as the money is coming. I mean, this is such utter, absolute rubbish, Atul Vasan. And for cricketers to also stand up and say, we don't care as long as we are also on the right side. If we all want to be part of a right side and a well-fed club, then I really worry for the future of Indian cricket. I have a counter question coming to you from here, please. Counter question, go ahead.
And starting with the fact that you're not an anarchist, the fact is that, let's be honest, I'm a little disappointed with my fraternity, and I come say that as a cricketer, that somebody could have put their hand up in this situation.
Nobody did.
And made a point that, look, all is not well. All they needed to say was all is not well. If they'd said that, then probably we would have had a hero amongst all this mess that has happened. You know, you could have created a hero, whether it was A, B, C, I'm not taking names, but somebody should have put his hand up and said.
Who did?
Nobody did.
Who did? Why didn't they speak
Because
up?
they're all employed by the board.
Exactly.
And that's the price you pay for not speaking.
Shashir, I'm sorry, I'd like to quickly mention one exception. I've done that before, and Saad, you took it differently, but I'll say it once again. There was Tiger Pataudi, who was a part of the IPL committee. He said, listen, I don't like what's going on. I'm going to not be a part of this committee. And I will also confess that I didn't really know much about what was going on, but it doesn't sound right, doesn't look good.
So
and he stepped away. That was Tiger.
Who did the courts appoint the interim chief of the board? Sunil Gavaskar. So what has changed in the last few months to actually question now Gavaskar itself, you know? So there has to be a chance given to some people to actually fix the system. And unless the going-ons, the way the board operates, how people are elected is sorted out, this will keep on happening because people who actually fight and proxy and lobby to get that position has actually to give back by appointing people towards positions and all that. This has been going on. It can only be tamed if you have an independent commission all the time overlooking the board.
Understand what we are saying.
Let's go that way.
Understand what we are saying. We've already said that the whole day today. We've been saying, even before the judgment came, we've been saying that the executive committee of the BCCI and the IPL executive committee, we need to move against them. Criminally, we need to say dereliction of duty. When the Supreme Court is pointing you in the right direction, why in heaven's name are you not taking action? So Atul, let me finish. Atul, so what we are saying is that players are a continuation of taking action. Players form part of that, Atul. You keep protecting the players. Don't protect the players. Let them be open to investigation.
On page 36, of this order, it is written, I want to read this out. On page 36 of the order, the committee notes that in India, cricket is not any other game or sporting activity. It is a passion for millions of people. It is really hard to measure the harm these acts of team officials have caused to the sport and the game of cricket in particular. With this stands testament to how the Indian fan has been let down by a cozy clique who has seeped the system with corruption. Now, my question is, you are telling the Indian cricket fan, okay, there's corruption, there's nepotism, there's fixing, there's a lot of sleaze, there is everything wrong that is going on, and you're basically telling the Indian cricket fan, Kishore Bhimani, you can't trust this form, whatever you call it, the Indian Punting League or the Indian Premier League, but you're saying we'll go on with it. We'll go on with it, we will not correct it, it will be run by the same people who have been part of the cover-up, life moves on, the Indian cricket fan will accept it, come what may. And that the Indian cricket fan has no choice but to watch an Indian punting league. Kishore Bhimani.
It will be, Atul, if I may just speak, it will be business as usual with the same people, the same corruption, the same kind of nepotism.
NBA players go to jail for rape. That is sleazy.
We're talking about that.
Why are we talking about sleaze?
Come on.
Where is the sleaze?
Can we go back to business as usual after the court has, after the honourable court has made this, honourable Chief Justice has made this?
There are problems everywhere.
Atul, one question.
FIFA footballers are alleged to rape girls and all and take bribes.
Price of potatoes in China.
At the time when you were playing for India, Atul, in the dressing room, if you felt that there was something inappropriate, like the way Dhoni could have felt with the whole controversy, would you have still continued to play, or you would have waited till all the controversy died down? What did you do as an athlete?
I'm sure. When we talk about India, 99 match fixing controversy, everybody went scot-free. And back with laurels, and that
are you advocating the fact that this is the way it happens in India and it should continue to happen?
Fixing No, I don't want. Cricket will die. So I'm sure we have to keep. So then they have to take strong steps. Why don't we
Atul, answer this.
Atul, one sec.
Atul, answer this.
Now, why don't we have polygraph tests for the players?
Atul, one sec.
Why don't we have entrapment?
Atul, Sandeep Patil retired at the age of 29. Did anyone from the board go and ask him, you are one of the best players we've got, why in heaven's name are you retiring? Because I've asked him, I've got the answer.
Wow.
No, 1 second, Atul, let me finish. There was sleaze involved. There was sleaze involved. Someone has to get in there and ask a great player like Sandeep Patil why he walked out, why India lost out for 3-4 years.
Like sleaze. You know what is?
Okay, hang on, guys. Okay, enough.
You're not understanding what I'm trying to say here, Atul.
What is sleazy?
Thank you, everybody.
Why are you saying that?
You're not bothered about the sleaze. You are not. As long as, like Arnab is saying, as long as it sells, sell it and get money out of it. No one's bothered whether great players like Sandy come and go, you see. That's the problem. You only want the money.
And may I please just come in for a minute, Charu, for a minute, please. Please remember this. You know, there's a one big, gigantic, colossal, humongous business around cricket.
Correct.
And there is a lot of money being made. There is television rights, there are business rights, there are marketing, there are people who pumped in hundreds of crores into it. And then there are weighty individuals, many of whom get many crore rupee contracts. I'm not saying their silence is bought, but it does restrain them from speaking up. Now, there is a conspiracy of silence, therefore, on the one side. There is corruption, there's a conspiracy of silence, and on the other side is the Indian cricket fan. This Indian cricket fan, on the other side, has been nothing but loyal to the game. He's been loyal to the game from the start, and he's being cheated. Yeah. The businessmen are making money. Allow me to. No, let me speak up tonight. Point. No, let me. Yeah, okay, Charu, please. I have no stake in cricket. No, I have no stake in cricket. Let me say this here. There are packed stadiums. That's a loyal cricket fan packing those stadiums. Absolutely. There are skyrocketing television viewership. That's the loyal cricket fan who's watching it there, right? They have the people who save and spend on the game. They are the cornerstone of the game. At a time when the Indian public has celebrated the spirit of the game, they have been betrayed by those working within the system to plague the game with this kind of undeniable corruption.
Absolutely.
What I am being told tonight is this. Listen, there is corruption, there is betrayal. But you know what? We're so powerful. This clique is so powerful. Let's just move on and pretend it never happened. There is no punishment. Let's pretend it never happened. It's just a one media issue. We'll remove Srinivasan today. Srinivasan is dispensable. His son-in-law is dispensable. Today we'll remove, we will be quiet about Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Can we please move on? And I find that unacceptable on behalf of the Indian cricket fan to see Rajashekaran, who hasn't spoken so far. The lawyer from Chennai, the argument now is 20 minutes into the debate, should IPL be scrapped? Let's not go around the bush on this one. Should IPL be scrapped, Mr. Rajashekaran? Mr. Rajashekaran.
Arnab, say this verdict is a biased verdict. Point number one. Point number two, if all the politicians who have been involved in this business of IPL,
stop this here.
if you are going to eliminate two teams, which is very unfair. So if you are going to stop two teams playing from IPL, it cannot be accepted. The millions and millions of fans who are directly affected, it is beyond too much of emotions and sentiments attached to IPL. So if you are not going to allow CSK and Rajasthan Royals, why IPL in existence? You scrap IPL. Let IPL not be played anywhere in India.
Excellent idea.
Let it go to foreign country. Let the foreign players play in their own country.
Totally agree.
Okay, fine. One second. That's a statement. Gulu Ezekiel, please.
Single out two teams and the fans. Why the fans have to be punished?
Mr. Rajashekaran, Gulu Ezekiel, please.
Can I answer the gentleman in Chennai?
Double standard.
Go ahead.
It cannot be accepted. Definitely the Honorable Supreme Court will take all this into account, and definitely either it will allow CSK and Rajasthan Royals or it will scrap IPL.
All right, Mr. Rajashekaran. Heard you there, counter from Gulu Ezekiel.
Can I make a point here?
Yeah, go ahead, Gulu.
Yeah. Arnab, I'd like to explain to the gentleman here that this is not the first time in the short history of the IPL that two franchises have been banned. Yeah. As a matter of fact, the IPL Governing Council itself has banned
no mistake on the franchising.
Let me finish.
See, it is two individuals who have committed wrong. You punish them. You sentence them. You put them behind bars. Why punish a team when they are not involved in the offence? When they are not involved in the crime. It's really unfair.
Yeah. I want to tell you, Ms. Arnab and the gentleman in Chennai, between 2010 and 2014, 5 franchises were banned because the BCCI felt there was some hanky-panky in the financial dealings. These IPL teams which were banned were initially Rajasthan Royals and Kings 11
Punjab. That is related to money laundering.
Which subsequently went to the High Court. Which subsequently went to the High Court and had it reversed. The other 3 teams that were banned are Pune, Kochi and Deccan Chargers. All were banned, all their players suffered, but nobody talked about emotion. Suddenly Chennai Super Kings is banned and we are being told that emotions are being affected. What emotions are you talking about? This is the artificial entity which was created out of nothing
emotions, the attachment to
what emotions?
Srinivasan will be the only representative of cricket fans.
One second, okay, gentlemen, watch it.
Be it for Rajasthan Royals, be it for Chennai Super Kings, for no mistake committed by the team. With no mistake committed by the management. Only an individual has committed wrong, you punish him. Or otherwise scrap IPL. You scrap the total IPL.
I totally agree with you, sir. Please scrap. Please scrap.
Arnab, I don't agree with this point. Either you scrap IPL or allow Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royals.
You're not answering the question as to why when previous 5 franchises were banned by IPL for the fault of the owners and the players suffered, then you didn't talk about emotion. Suddenly when Chennai is scrapped, you're suddenly becoming emotional.
That is a different footing and this is a different ground.
Sir, Mr. Rajashekaran, please understand. Mr. Rajashekaran,
this is very wrong.
Mr. Rajashekaran, you okay? Okay, sir.
When the players, when the 2 individuals have committed wrong, you punish them.
Mr. Rajashekaran, please understand.
Either you allow us to play or you scrap IPL.
Mr. Rajashekaran, a minute, please, Mr. Rajashekaran. Gulu, 1 second. The question is this, Mr. Rajashekaran, 1 second. Rahul Mehra will respond to you next. Please understand, IPL owners are placing bets. and did so after having access to privileged information about their teams. They are in touch with punters and bookmakers, and the Supreme Court had to finally intervene after the BCCI and IPL organizers did nothing to instill confidence in the name.
This to happen.
And
sir, with all due respect,
no,
Mr.
the case works opposite.
He was heading this team.
In this case.
How do you defend Mr. Srinivasan's
Can I make a point?
He was the captain of the pack.
And there is,
how are you defending Mr. Srinivasan?
And there is a, this is a league.
Against law.
What is against the law?
Mr. Rajashekaran, I'll tell you.
To molest the reputation of Indian cricket is against the law.
Can I respond to the very animated Mr. Rajashekaran? You're talking about what is against law. I'll tell you what is against. I'll tell you, Mr. Rajashekaran, if I can please compete with you. If you want to speak over me, I can speak over you as well. 1 second, Mr. Rajashekaran. Now the point is this, Mr. Rajashekaran. What is against law, I don't know. But what is against decency is that this is a league organized by a set of people who have changed the law to accommodate the conflict of interest of N. Srinivasan so that he can occupy the top post in the BCCI and run the company that owns the Chennai Super Kings and then buy Dhoni's silence. That is against decency, Mr. Rajashekaran. So don't tell me about emotions. The emotions of many people are involved in the game of cricket, not just yours or Mr. Srinivasan's. And by the way, Rahul Mehra responding to you. Rahul Mehra, please. Rahul Mehra. Yeah. Rahul Mehra, please. Rahul Mehra is responding to Mr. Rajashekaran.
There are two issues.
Lawyer versus lawyer.
Arnab, I want to just make 2 points, Arnab, through your channel. Number one, Arnab, let's not expect anything of the sort of moralities and ethics from the likes of Srinivasan and others. Their position was untenable 3 years back, and it continues to be so.
Mr.
In fact, it's far worse
morality
now.
And ethics. That should be accepted.
Number two, allow me. I wasn't interrupting anybody. Allow me to make my point, please. Number two, it's a huge day, Arnab, for people who have been asking for accountability and transparency in BCCI and some sort of an action and some sense of sensibility creeping in, for Justice Lodha committee to have done what nobody has ever done before. I think most of the people were cynic, including me, that nothing much is going to come out of it. Although 2-year suspension, I personally believe is a bit less, but nevertheless, it's a right step in the right direction. Sure. I would have been happy had they been terminated, not suspended, like other franchisees have been terminated. But nevertheless, it's a step in the right direction. Number two, the larger equation now and the bigger question to ask is, the same Justice Lodha committee has also been bestowed with this huge responsibility of restructuring BCCI. And that's where lies the future of Indian cricket.
I'm on 1 second. I'm on a limited point of whether IPL should be scrapped now, please. Restructuring BCCI is a long time.
Let me directly answer that, Arnab. Arnab, IPL was and continues to be a great product, but which has gone horribly wrong, is what I have maintained right from 2010 onwards, when everything has been unearthed. In 2010, August, the Standing Committee of the Finance and Standing Committee of the Parliament has brought out a huge scathing report. But tell me, what action has the BCCI or the IPL taken to cleanse
this time, Rahul, it's different. 1 second.
So therefore, it's time that regulations are brought in. It's time that somebody from outside steps in.
Rahul, 1 second.
Because nothing from inside is going to happen.
Rahul, this time is very different. IPL and Indian cricket is for the fans, of the fans, by the fans. This is a property of the Indians at large.
And this time,
they are going to hold it accountable.
I don't agree.
This time there is no shortcuts.
I humbly disagree with you.
Are you serious?
I humbly disagree with you. Things are going to continue.
No, what do you disagree with?
The only hope, is Justice Lodha Committee and the Supreme Court. There is no other hope.
1 second, Rahul.
Nobody is going to sort this mess.
What part are you disagreeing with, Rahul? Arey Baba, just keep quiet for a second. Tell us, what are you disagreeing with? Are you disagreeing with that it does not belong to the fans? Are you disagreeing with the fact that the IPL fans, that the Indian fans don't have a say in the matter? Are you disagreeing with the fact that this is not religion for them and it should be put right? What are you disagreeing with, for heaven's sake?
There's nothing to disagree with. This is a league that has to be pulled up by none other than the Supreme Court.
Arnab, can I come in for 1 moment? I just want to make one small point.
This is a league whose founder...
What I disagree with is that the franchises are not going to shoot themselves in the foot. What I disagree with is that BCCI is never going to regulate BCCI. What I disagree with is that the vested interest and the corrupt corridors of BCCI is going to ensure that the powerful people that protect BCCI continue to protect
Rahul, you are too cynical. These two are being too cynical.
Arnab, I've got to make a point. Arnab, silent for a while. Just one quick point.
Okay, Rahul, you've had your say. Rahul, you've had your say.
Rahul, let me correct you. Let me correct you.
Let me
in a
paraphrase
country
a
of
few
1.3 billion people where cricket is a religion, BCCI is nothing. If the people take to the streets to really want to clean cricket, they will do it overnight.
Oh yes, they will.
And I think
Thank you. Let me put it differently. Shailendra, you're right.
It's a matter of passion. It's a matter of pride.
Absolutely.
This is a matter of passion.
Tell me, did we take them to the...
Okay, one second. Charu Sharma. Charu, there are 2 points of...
In 2007.
Very quickly.
Rahul, listen to what others are saying. Rahul,
we are a bunch of helpless people.
We've heard you.
We are only seeing the
Pop that thing off your ear.
Let somebody else have a chance, Rahul.
Pop that thing off your ear, Rahul. Okay. The media is very important. The Supreme Court, Justice Loda's commission, very important. But the real power lies in the fans, in the people, in the corporate community, and on television. If the fans stop watching, if the companies stop supporting,
will the fans stop watching cricket?
Yeah. If the fans stop watching because they feel diddled, if the corporate sector stops sponsoring because they feel this all is not good, and if television stops showing, let me assure you that is the main way where cricket will suffer, and then the establishment will be forced to take notice.
I am not
of Indian sport. The rest of Indian sport will benefit.
Okay, Rahul, I heard you. Rahul, I heard you.
That truly needs to happen.
Now I need to get everyone in. Now I need to get everyone in. 1 second. There are people who said in this country. Just 30 seconds, please. People who say in this country, there are two kinds of people. One is the people chalta hai attitude.
Exactly.
Chalta hai. And the second attitude among a lot of people is things will never change. Right? Now there is a third point of view today.
It's different now.
And that third point of view is saying today that look at this powerful league of people. It's not a Premier League. The punting league is a powerful league of people. This is a punting league that has been pulled up by the Supreme Court because people are behind it. This is a punting league whose founder is running away in the United Kingdom. He doesn't like it when I call him a fugitive. He's wanted by the Enforcement Directorate. We'll have to find a more polite expression for that. This is a punting league whose opaque ownership patterns and sweat equities with revelations exposed in the Indian media, especially Times Now, exposed an unhealthy connivance between the political and the business class. Now people like Rahul Mehra would turn around and say, you know what, nothing changes. This is the way it works. But I say tonight that I see the Indian fan. I see the Indian fan. Allow me, Rahul. A few more words won't hurt. Rahul, a few more words won't hurt. I see the Indian cricket fan. I see the Indian cricket fan in direct confrontation.
Everybody must be exposed.
I see the Indian cricket fan. Atul Vasan will come in as a compromise on this. I see the Indian cricket fan. I see the Indian cricket fan in direct conflict.
Rahul, we have heard you. Rahul, we have heard you. We got your point. Can I say something?
Rahul, can you please? I see the Indian
talking. You're not listening to people.
I see the Indian cricket fan take on this establishment and take it on successfully. Can I say something? Can Rahul be quiet for a minute? Can I please?
Yes, please.
One be allowed for God's sake.
Please, Rahul.
Allow me to rebut.
I am Rahul.
People have the pressure.
Rahul, can I please?
Can I say something?
Thank you. 1 second. All I'm saying tonight is I am seeing the Indian cricket fan take back the reins of the game. And I think that's a very positive development.
As bleak as you painted out to be, I've heard a lot of rhetoric, a lot of sense. Personally, I'm not in favor of scrapping team for personal follies of few individuals. Having said that, there's a lot of sense, but there's a lot of nonsense on the show as well. Because we have just started. It's a sledgehammer. It's a break. Give them a chance. Don't burn it down. Because I'm waiting for the next to this. In extra to this Judicial Commission, the committee.
You're saying give the Cozy Club a chance.
For the first time, the highest apex body in India is involved now. I'm waiting for the next year, what they have in mind to actually fix things out. Because unless we go back and sort the way BCCI operates, make them more transparent, make them accountable to a certain independent committee. So I think they might have some solutions for it. Rather than scrapping all of it, and just letting everything go in the water, let's give them a chance to fix things. Because
Atul,
they've been involved.
Atul, 1 minute.
So
let's take it day by day. What has happened today is very clear. The Supreme Court, the Lodha Commission has shown the BCCI a mirror, and the mirror is a very ugly picture of the way the game is being administered and governed in this country. That is very obvious.
It's an ugly face. Should I go and commit suicide? Or fix the face?
No. Nobody said that.
What do you want to do?
You're not getting my point.
The face is ugly.
You're not getting my point.
Listen, Atul, we accept that the people love it. We accept that change is a slow process. We accept that there are many ways out. Maybe Deccan Chargers can be brought back into Hyderabad and Sunrisers move to Chennai. We don't know what. There are solutions there, practical solutions, implementable solutions. So why don't we find that? Why don't we introspect and say what is wrong? Let the committee, let us charge the committee now.
I have a question for Atul.
Let us go.
You want them to just scrap the IPL because they've been...
No. What I'm not saying scrap the IPL.
They would have done that.
Atul,
they would have done that for you.
Atul, I have a short point.
They've only scrapped 2 teams.
Atul, I'm not saying scrap the... I'm with you.
Yeah. No. Okay, I know. Thank God for that.
For once.
Okay, no, yes.
Atul, I just want to ask you that nobody wants to scrap the league for sure. Everybody wants to play more cricket. But Atul, do you hold...
I also want to scrap the league.
Can I finish, please?
I'm expressing my opinion. What's wrong with that? Scrap the league.
Atul, with all your point of view tonight,
scrap the league.
And I completely echo your optimism, but I want to ask you a clear question. Do you hold BCCI accountable for the position that we all are in today?
Eventually, they know that they are now. It's a start. They know that everybody's
and therefore,
they cannot operate with impunity the way they've been doing for 70 years.
Therefore,
they must have woken up and smelled the coffee today that the things have to change, and they've been forced to change it. So the way office bearers come, the way they find committees, the way they hire people, everything will have to be monitored by
Atul Vasan.
Let's give them a chance.
Atul Vasan.
Give whom a chance?
Watch. Atul Vasan. I don't want to imagine. I don't want to imagine. Atul, 1 second. Atul, this is to you. I don't want to imagine that you're the voice of the establishment. I know by nature you're not, but I don't know why you're saying this tonight. All I want you to understand is a simple point, Atul Vasan, that what has happened today, it's not about scrapping of the game. By the way, nothing is going to happen. IPL one season does not happen. Huh? If you're going to clean up the game of cricket and for that one season does not happen, the whole game of cricket does not collapse.
What is the guarantee it'll clean up after 1 year? What is the guarantee?
One second. What I'm saying to you tonight is to understand that what has happened today is nothing but a culmination of a series of embarrassments and shameful events in a punting league that has endured it since its inception. And all these events, one after the other, have completely discredited the Indian punting league in the eyes of the public. Now you want to go ahead with a discredited league. 1 second. Atul Vasan, you want to go ahead. Atul Vasan, 1 second. I'll give Kishore Bhimani the last word. You want to go ahead with a discredited league and tell the people, listen, here is a discredited league, get entertained. I disagree with that. Because this was not supposed to be... That's the point which you need to know.
I'm going to make it one more time.
All right.
Make my point one more time.
All right, Charu Sharma.
The judiciary.
Where is the truth? Sorry,
I will showcase what I'm going to fix.
Where is the true power? If you want this to be fixed, people have to stop watching. Corporates have to stop sponsoring and television has to stop showing it. If that happens, only then will the cricket establishment be shaken up. Right now, we can say all we want, but if fans keep watching, despite being let down, if corporates keep putting their money into the game despite the sleaze or whatever else you call it, if television keeps showing and give large money for showing, then why will the cricket establishment want to correct itself? They're saying it's all coming in anyway. So that financial hurt, that fan moving away from the game is what will ultimately drive
about 1 week back on another context, another subject, a person called Gajendra Chauhan, who has now been appointed chairperson of the FTI for accomplishments only the government of India knows, sat next to me on the Newshour. And I asked him, Charu Sharma, please tell me what is cinema and what is good cinema. You know what he said? He said, whatever works is good cinema. Whatever sells is good cinema. Tonight, I hear the same argument from you. And tonight, allow me to make the analogy, please, before you jump at me, Charu Sharma. The question is this. We cannot come to the conclusion that whatever sells is good cricket and whatever sells is good cinema, as long as someone's buying it, it's okay. Because there are a lot of cinema lovers and cricket lovers who would be appalled by that argument. Would be appalled by that. With the greatest of respect, I'm saying this.
Biggest incentive to improve.
They'll always have a buyer for that.
For sleaze. There'll always be a buyer for sleaze.
Okay, gentlemen, the jury is out on this one. In such an eminent panel, I will not even try to pretend I know the way the people are thinking. But the question is there in the minds of the people. Does the Indian Punting League need to go into the next season without a correction to be reborn as a Premier League and not a punting league? That question is to everyone tonight. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.
2010.